majority of everybody who's registered for the event is coming up on the board and joining us. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, maybe another minute or two before we get started. So appreciate your patience, and we'll get this started in just a couple of seconds here. Okay, looks like now, first of all, just want to welcome you all, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to join us. My name is Jeremy Bono, and I'm the sales manager at CLX, and just super excited about this opportunity to share CLX with you. We all know that growing your practice really is not an easy task at all, and it takes focus, continuous effort, and sacrifice. I think I can speak for both My Vision Express and CLX when I say that we understand those challenges, and we're willing to do everything that we can to make managing and growing your practice easier. So today I'll be sharing with you an integration that can do just that. At a high level, really the purpose of today's meeting is to show you that ordering and management and the marketing of your contact lenses has really never been easier until this integration. We'll do that by demonstrating the key features and benefits of the integration. So hopefully at the end, you'll have a clear understanding of the system, the tools that are available, and how the integration can really positively affect your contact lens business. Everybody's in listen-only mode. So as we go through the presentation, please utilize the chat function to submit questions, and you can submit them throughout the presentation, and then we'll have, I've got some time carved out at the end to answer those questions. So here we go. A little more detail on today's agenda. We'll open up and go through a quick little introduction of CLX and the My Vision Express integration process. We'll also touch base on how that affects statuses and tracking within CLX. We'll review a little bit of the reporting capabilities in the system, as well as a new enhancement, a new player to our team, which is My CL Reorder and My CL Store. And then we'll finish that off with dessert, a little special attendee offer at the end. For those of you who don't know, CLX was created about 10 years ago, and it was in an effort to help a group of practice owners really better understand their contact lenses. Now, this was back when distributors were really only accepting orders via fax and phone, and so this was embarking on a whole new journey for them of electronic ordering. And from that time, CLX has continued to evolve, and today it's really best described as an ordering and management and marketing system. Really a system that gives you the tools that you need to grow your contact lens business. Well, first, we'll start off with the ordering component. Just a quick review, nothing earth-shattering here. The traditional ordering process, it might exist in your practice today this way, and that is patient comes in for an exam, you record that exam in the patient record within MyVision Express, and then your team either picks up the phone, sends the order via fax, or goes online to your distributor's website. The order is fulfilled by the distributor or the manufacturer and then shipped back to the patient. So just to be completely transparent, where CLX and MyVision Express, where that integration comes into play, is really in the record keeping in the order. So it's taking the place of what used to be a double entry process and making it one. Also gives you the ability to target market to your patients that are due to reorder. Just a quick review on, just to kind of give you an idea of the setup behind MyVision Express and CLX and how that all comes together. Essentially, CLX needs to be turned on. It already exists within MyVision Express, so it just needs to be turned on. So we'll work with the MVE team to help get that taken care of. And then the CLX team from there will kind of take the reins, and we'll set up a lab for CLX, any locations for the practice, and your distributor. We'll get your distributor information. Then comes the fun part, the import of the contact lenses. Any of you are on this call that have had any experience in trying to manage your own contact lens catalog know that it's probably not the high level or high excitement of your life being able to do that. So we'll make it easy for you. So we'll map any products that you have in already existing in MVE to our current catalog and give you all the ones that you don't have, all the parameters that go along with it. We'll give you the whole catalog. And then from there, just training and test orders with the CLX team. So regarding ordering, very simple. And actually, your teams are probably already doing step number one, which is select the patient, product, and quantity. They're keeping record of these orders already in MyVision Express, so they're going to continue to do that. So that step remains the same. From there, just two simple tasks to do. One is to set the source to order instead of to inventory, and that's just a drop down. And then to select CLX as the lab and hit submit, and off it goes. From MyVision Express, the order is going to travel to CLX and be recorded in CLX and then sent to your distributor of choice. We will keep record in CLX of the status of every order that gets sent through. So whether it's direct, or whether it's going to be back ordered or it's partially shipped, we will keep tracking CLX. You'll have logins to get in to verify and view these orders and really get an idea of each order in the process. Just touch base real quick on one other thing there. With the statuses, I know that some of y'all, based on shipping, negotiated shipping pricing with your distributors, you'll want to batch your orders and submit them all at once to save on shipping, and we can do that as well for you. You'll also have the ability to search and find patients and look specifically at the order that went through the system. So you, for instance, a patient calls and says, hey, where's my order? We'll be able to pull them up in CLX and see step by step each status that the order has gone through, who placed it, which doctor it was that completed the exam, where it was shipped to, and even tracking information. So one of our other key differentiators, kind of in the foundation of CLX, is the management side. And really that relates to the reporting within CLX. The good news here is all the reporting is real time. So you don't have to wait for your reps to come visit you to know what your most sold product was last month, or what your modality percentage is on dailies. So you're able to see that right now. So each CLX user will have access to an admin dashboard, and on that dashboard really is what we call a practice snapshot. It's a 4-week trending report compared to this week, current week, and it's on a variety of metrics. So industry-wide, commonly used metrics, annual supply, for instance, your modality breakdown, even your top 5 products sold on this page. If you want to dive deeper into each one of those metrics, for instance, let's take annual supply. You will be able to look by office or by doctor and in a specific time range. So if the last 4 weeks is not what you wanted to run the report for, and you wanted to go back in time, or you wanted an extended period of time, you could adjust that with a date range. And like I said, view it by office and by doctor. But on this type of a report, you can see where your whole organization is. You can see by brand, by modality, what your most successful brands and modalities are at fitting annual supply. And then, of course, at the bottom, you'll have all the raw data down below. We have a filter that you can select under the Export to Excel feature, where you can take that report, that annual supply report, and you can get a list of your doctors in your practice and really be able to rank them based on who's winning and who's losing. So the idea here is you take the folks that are at the top of the list who are really successful at fitting annual supply percentage, and you use what they're doing well to train to the bottom. Here's another example. This is really just a modality breakdown by office. So here's an office that their daily percentage is right at 25%. That's probably 5 or 6 percentage points above where the industry is right now on average. And you're able to look at it by manufacturer and by modality and what that breakdown looks like. So let's just say in 2016 your goal is to improve your daily percentage. You can track that very easily through CLX, determine if you're on track. You can say, here's my goal is to get to 25%, but chances are you're going to implement a strategy to go along with that. So you'll have action items that go along with it. So you'll want to know if those action items are working, and you'll have access to log in at any point in time and find out if it is working. Every office that's on this call probably has a differing pricing strategy. Some are going to say, well, we always price $10 over our competition or $5 under. And really that, in this instance, doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you're consistent and that the strategy remains the same. And CLX, with the price check report, can provide you with the information you need to compare your pricing to online competition. So this is a listing of all the products that are in the catalog, just a portion of them on this screen, but it's going to compare your retail price to 1-800's retail price, and you'll be able to rank it from most underpriced to overpriced. This price check is updated at the beginning of every month, and it's available for you to review at any time. No matter what your annual supply percentage is, whether that's 20%, 50%, or 70%, that doesn't matter. What what we do know is that regardless of your annual supply percent, that there are patients every day walking out of your practice without a full year supply of contact lenses. And those patients, at some point in time throughout this year, will be due to reorder. And the reorder report was designed to show or to share back with each CLX customer those patients in the practice that are due to reorder and give them the opportunity to reconnect with them on a timely basis. And actually, it's that report that created our third component of CLX, to the foundation of CLX, which is the marketing component. My CL Reorder is really an automated process that gives you the opportunity to fulfill those orders for those patients walking out of the door without a full year supply. We're going to be sending emails and texts to these patients so that we can stay in front of them and capture them. Helps you compete with that online competition. So here's our purpose for this whole process. Keep them from stretching their lenses. We want to make sure that their health is utmost importance, and we want to, at the same time, we want to increase our profit. More order regularity will help increase those profits. What we found is it can generate sales even when you're not open, whether that's at 2 in the morning or after hours on a weekend. Also allows you to be proactive with those patients, not just waiting for them to go to your website or pick up the phone to call you, or worst case scenarios, they go to a competitor. So here's how it works. When a patient's due to reorder, so we're using that report that I showed you earlier with the reorder report. So those patients who are due to reorder based on the modality of the product that they previously ordered, how many boxes they ordered, and that date, along with their exam date. All those components are in the algorithm to determine when this patient is due to reorder. And so when they are due to reorder, we'll send them an email and a text that's branded with your company's information, phone number, your look, so that they can basically just reorder. It will have a link in each one of those emails and texts that the patient can click on. It takes them to a shopping cart where they can select how many lenses they do want to order, and then where do they want it shipped and how do they want to pay. All those orders are going to be tracked in CLX. There's a number of different communication pieces that go along with that so that your team stays up to date with what's happening on the web. And then also the revenue that's generated from this process will be direct deposited into your bank of choice. So here's an example of what it might look like. You can see your company's logo at the top. It's specific. It's branded to that patient. And there's that link in the middle for the contact lens reorder. Example of a text as well. Once they click on that link, it's an actionable link that will preload their prescription based on what they last ordered. And then they'll be able to select how many, what the quantity is, and it'll show the price as well for that quantity. And then from there, they simply enter in where they want it shipped and how they're going to pay. Very simple. Also a part of that marketing component, marketing foundation of CLX, is the store. So we know that not all patients will listen to us when we call them or text them or email them and let them know that they're due to reorder. So we want to give them the opportunity to do it on their own time when they want. So they can go on to the store, which is it's a link that we'll place on your website that in this case, gives them the ability to click that link and enter their own prescription and where they want it shipped and how many they want and pay for it right then and there. Those orders are then tracked in CLX and approved by your team. And so there's an approval process because we really don't know who those patients are when they just go to your website. So that's really at a high level, you know, a good overview of what CLX entails, and as a MyVision Express customer, or even somebody who's new to both products, what you can expect out of that integration. So what are the next steps? You could schedule a demo. I mean, that would be a good way. We could do a one-on-one personalized demo. You could drill me with as many questions as you'd like. Happy to go through that process with you. And you can contact me at that phone number or at my email address. If everything looks good from there, we would just schedule an onboard. Our onboard team, it takes them about a day's worth of effort to set up the account and get everything squared away with the distributor and with MyVision Express. And that's all on our time. That's not your team's time. And then from there, we would need about 30 minutes of your time and your team's time to train them on how to order. So if we go back to the beginning, we have to train them on how to click a drop-down to select the source, the order, and then how to click a lab at CLX to submit the order. So it'll be a very quick training, and we'll do some test orders. And then from there, it's just starting to order. So the dessert I promised, the attendee special. If you are interested and we make it through that process of the demo and the training and everything, and you start ordering by February 15th and submitting your orders to your distributor of choice through MyVision Express, and taking advantage of that single order entry. You do that before February 15th, then we have an offer to let you use that system for a full 90 days without charging you. So we've made it to that point in the presentation where I can start looking at the questions that are coming through, and we've got a number of them here. So now is a good time to send them on through while I'm going down through the list, and any question that you want to ask, I'm happy to take at this time. So the first question is, where does the price come from on the reorder page? That's going to be set. That's part of the setup process. That'll be set. Our team will work with your team and determine what you want to charge the patient for those products, and we'll have a whole a table that could be the same pricing that you have in the office, or it could be different. That is up to you to control. So here's another one. What if the patient does not order after the first reorder message? Do you have the ability to contact them again? And the answer to that question is yes. Most of the customers who are utilizing my CL Reorder have a campaign of sorts set up to where they're contacting the patients on multiple occasions. So I think that the standard canned campaign would be 6 touches. We'd be contacting the patient 2 or 3 times before their reorder date and several times after their reorder date. And if they don't respond to the first one, hopefully they'll respond to the second, third, fourth, or fifth. So good question there. Another question that comes up in there is can the patient opt out? And yes, I know we didn't spend a lot of time on that screen, but there is an opt-out feature. Though we don't have many patients who do opt out, that is an option. for the patients. Okay, here's another good question. Does the order need the office to authorize the sale before it's sent? So great question, and I apologize for any ambiguity there. There are those two components of the marketing system. One is the CL Reorder, the other is CL Store. CL Reorder does not require your team to approve the order. It goes straight through to the distributor. CL Store, because we don't know who those patients are and we need to verify their exam date, does go through an approval process within CLX. Okay, here's another question. Is our office able to check the status of an order placed via reorder or the store? And that's an excellent question. So just like we can set up the login to log into each location within CLX, you also have a login for a web location, and all of those statuses will be located within that web location, so you'll be able to look up those patients and look up those orders to see the status of it. Here comes another one. Okay, it says, are all the prescriptions or RXs in CLX uploaded into the text order and the store? So they are uploaded into CL Reorder. So for the emails and the text with the link, that does pre-populate their prescription. But for the store, there's no login for the patient to bring up their own prescription at this point. It's purely a blank form, which is why the approval process needs to be in place. So for some of you who have been on MyVision Express for quite some time, you might have noticed that the button in the system may have said OptiPort on the button, and now it says CLX. It was always CLX, and it should be listed in MyVision Express as CLX today. Okay, here's another one. Great, I appreciate all the great questions here. So keep them coming. The patients would have to know their own RX in order. Let me see here. The patients would have to know their own RX to order in the store and be able to input it. That is correct. So that's one of the beauties of why CL Reorder works so well, is we take that out of the hands for the patient. You could send them that email or text in the morning letting them know that they're due to reorder. They don't have to wait to respond, until they get home and dig through their linen closet for their old box of contacts to get their prescription and then try to make sense of those numbers on the box. You don't have, that's, like I said, that's one of the beauties of CL Reorder. You don't have to depend on them to enter their own RX. But they are going to go onto the store, and yes, they would need to enter their own prescription. So here's a question from our brothers up north in Canada. Do we have Canadian distributors set up? So our list of distributors is really in the U.S. If you're doing business with ABB, WVA, OOGP, Diversified, Mid-South, Premier, or Firestone, then you are able to submit your orders directly through MyVision Express and CLX. But nothing, no Canadian distributors at this point. Okay, I'm glad somebody asked this question. CLX processes the patient's credit card. Is there a usage fee? Do you charge a monthly fee or a quarterly fee? So a great question. So we do process the credit card via merchant service, and it's deposited. That full sale is deposited into your bank of choice. So there's nothing that we're taking off the top there on the CLX side. There is a monthly usage fee for that component of CLX, the My CL Store and Reorder. We like to think of it as a bronze, silver, and gold level. So the ordering component through MyVision Express is $25 per office per month. If you want ordering and reporting, $50 per office per month. And then for the whole kit and caboodle, which would include the reporting, the ordering, and the marketing components, you're at $150 per office per month. I can say it again. Yes, I can say that again. The bronze, which is just ordering, so integration, single order entry directly out of MyVision Express, it's $25 per office per month. The silver, which includes reporting and ordering together, is $50 per office per month. And finally, everything together, ordering, reporting, and the marketing, which would include the reorder notifications through email and text and the store component on your website, is $150 per office per month. Anybody else out there has a question? Oh, the ask and you shall receive. I guess we got two of them came through right now. Do you see adding other components such as eyewear? At this point, I would say no, but I don't think 10 years ago when we started that we would have figured that we'd have been, sending emails and texts to patients when they're due to reorder. So I would say to that anything's possible, but at this point, that's not in the pipeline. Here's another question. When an order is placed in our office, can we notate where it is to be sent? So yes, you will be able to indicate on each order where it's to be sent. You want it shipped back to your office, or whether you want it shipped to the patient's address, their work, college address, what have you. Shipping to multiple locations is, or another office. We have that happens from time to time. You will have that capability. The reports that I showed you screenshots of are all available in CLX. They're not available within MyVision Express. So if you're a current user and you need a reminder of how to log in, or your username and password, you've lost that, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to provide that for you. We'll set up a new one so you can get in there and take a look. When I was referring to the password, I was referring to the password for the CLX. So we'll have your own CLX account set up to where you can log in directly into, it might say something to the effect of, myeyecare.clxsystem.com could be your URL or your web address that you would log in to on the web and be able to access this information. So it would be a password specific to CLX. Okay, here's another one. It says, for your store component, do you allow a link in our company webpage, or do they have to go directly to your URL? Okay, I'm just going to separate two things real quick. If it's the link you're referring to is on the email or the text, that goes directly to the order page that is branded with your information. So it is a URL that is separate from your website. If it's on your website, we have two options there. We can set it up to where we put it in an iframe. If your IT team wants to make it look like it's the patient staying on your site, we can certainly accommodate that, or we can just have the link taken to a separate page, which is their order form. Okay. I'll wait another minute or so if there's any last remaining questions. And as we're waiting for those, I do just want to say a special thank you to everybody who joined the call today, both in the office as well as at My Vision Express. Special thank you to them for helping us put the program together and giving us this opportunity to share the integration. So I appreciate that very much. Here's another question. Is the patient's name in the reorder text, just in case the parent or kids contact lens reorder? Yes, the patient's name is in the reorder text as well. So it's addressed to the person who had the order or who is due to reorder. So a lot of times we'll get it'll be for a kid, and the parent will put their own email address on it. So it'll be sent to the parent, but it'll have a kid's name specifically on it with their specific RX, just so there's no confusion. Okay, great. Well, once again, thank you all for your time and joining us today. Please, if you're interested in learning more, you have further questions, feel free to contact me at the number you see posted on your screen, or shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. I hope you all have a great rest of the day and a great week. Thanks so much.